planning board meeting last night. Janice said he's always like that. I've never heard that before. We're on. Okay. Oh, good evening, and a wonderful evening it is. Welcome to the Township Council Conference meeting of October 7th, 2025. This is a conference meeting of the Council of the Township of Montclair, and it's being broadcast live on Channel 34 and is streaming live on the Montclair TV 34 YouTube channel. It's available on demand and can and will be rebroadcast. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act. The meeting was included in the revised annual notice of the meeting scheduled as set forth in Resolution R-25-038, adopted by the Township Council at its regular meeting of February 25, 2025, advertised to the official newspaper on March 6, 2025, posted on the bulletin boards outside of the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted. In addition, a copy of the revised annual notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of our township clerk. At this time, please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to move into the... Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Madam Clerk.
Deputy Mayor Anderson.
Here.
Councilor Birmingham absent. Councilor D'Amato.
Here.
Councilor Toller.
Good evening, President.
Good evening. Councilor Williams.
Here.
Mayor Baskerville.
Present. Good evening. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, at this point in time, we're going to adjourn to an executive session, and this is a session where the public will not be allowed to join us. During this session this evening, we are going to talk about contracts, and we're going to talk about individual to assume the position in the vacated council seat, and we're going to talk about an attorney for the township, and what was the other thing we're talking about? And that's it. And redevelopment. Okay, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And, huh?
Executive session.
Oh, I was going to say adjourn and move to executive session. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn and move into the executive session.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, let's close the window. You know, they're having their big meeting now to decide. Oh, great. Okay, we're back up. The internet's working. Thank you for your patience. And welcome, for those of you who are just joining us, to the October 7th, 2025 conference meeting. I hope that everyone who wishes to be heard this evening has had a chance to sign in. If you haven't, please put your name and address at the table down the front, and we will be calling you according to the number that you receive when you're at the desk. I'd like to make a motion to return to our regular portion of our meeting, come out of the executive and come into the regular portion of the meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, at this point in time, I'd like to invite guest number one to the podium, please. And you have 2 minutes, please. If you can do it in less than 2 minutes, that's great also. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 minutes. I'm sorry, my bad. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay. Good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi again. My name's Parker Chihak. I'm a resident of the Second Ward. I came here last week to ask the council for help in getting a resolution in support of the Immigrant Trust Act onto the agenda for today. And I provided each of you with a vetted copy of the resolution. 3 of you have expressed verbal support for this resolution. 2 of you have directed me to a committee that doesn't exist, and 1 of you has not responded at all. What I've come to learn about this process is that our township doesn't have a way of handling items presented by the public and getting them added to agendas. I dug deeper and I came to discover that in July of last year, a resolution called R-24-183C was passed that created 10 non-public committees with no formal agenda, with no formal agenda or schedule. I think it's essential that our township provide the public with a transparent way to introduce items for consideration, as most townships do. Passing this resolution in support of the ITA is a win-win. The recent turmoil and personal infighting within this council has unfortunately left you all with a reputation of dysfunction. Coming together now to pass this resolution in support of the ITA not only shows unity of this body, but also affirms our township's commitment to diversity, safety, and justice. I was told by Councilors Toller and Williams that my best path forward was to get this onto was to bring this to the Human Services and Public Safety Committee. Mayor Baskerville, Deputy Mayor Shin Anderson, and Councilor Birmingham, you're all on that committee.
Yes, sir.
So I ask you today, are you willing to use that committee to help get this onto the agenda for the next meeting?
Yes, I think that it's appropriate, and we can discuss it in committee and make a recommendation.
And will there be any transparency on that process?
The process is, we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I will put that on the agenda for tomorrow. The transparency will be that we will discuss it and whatever. Those meetings are not like open to the public like this is, but we will discuss it. And usually what happens is that after we have discussion there, then the 3 of us will make a recommendation to the rest of the group, and then things get advanced. So I think the timing is great now. We did not have a meeting last week, and so it may have appeared to you that, there's no meeting or that we weren't trying to, but we decided that we were going to go to every other week to have the meeting. So this is actually the first meeting that we've had since you were here just a week ago. So
Right.
Thank you for your understanding, and I will put it on the agenda for tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next resident, please. Good
Hello.
evening.
I'm from South Orange. My name is Peyton Peterson, and I don't have a lot to say, but I came here tonight to show support for the passing of the Immigrant Trust Act. Thank you.
Thank you. Next guest, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Hi there. My name is Marc Latayad. I'm a Bloomfield resident. I love to come to the Brookdale Dog Park. Is that here? Yep. So I came here also to advance the cause of the Immigrant Trust Act. It's become broadly supported by most of the country. When polled, most people want clemency, and for anyone that's already in the state. It's already been passed by multiple municipalities, including Atlantic City, Bloomfield, Chatham Borough, Edison, Flemington, Jersey City, and about 12 more. So I think we should continue this momentum and seriously consider approving the Immigrant Trust Act.
Thank you. Next guest,
Thank you.
please.
Hello, good evening. My
Good
name's
evening.
Ariana. I live in Newark, and I was also here to show support for the Immigrant Trust Act. As my esteemed friends have said, the Immigrant Trust Act has been passed in a number of municipalities. There's been a recent groundswell of support for it. I think that Montclair has the opportunity to really show their support for the immigrant community with the passing of this act. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next guest, please.
Good evening. My name's Dave
Good
Horan,
evening.
Montclair resident. I was here at the last council meeting, and at that council meeting, you passed a contract to award a contract to a vendor. At that meeting, Councilwoman Tola questioned the capability of doing that vendor had outstanding lawsuits. I was surprised what I heard next because it didn't really agree with law. Here's what was said at that last meeting. You gave the contract to a vendor who had questionable credentials. Mr. Marx remarked, according to New Jersey law, you have to give that contract to the lowest bidder. That's not what the law says. Doesn't say that at all. I take it you referring to NJSA 40A:11-1. It says this. Under the contract law, public entity must give that contract to the lowest responsible bidder. However, if that bidder has lawsuits, they can be rejected. Legally, you do not have to do that. Rejecting the lowest responsible bidder can be justified if that vendor has a history of lawsuits demonstrating their integrity or lack of, their potential inability to fulfill that contract. Under the same contract law, which I assume Mr. Marx was referring to, it says the lowest bidder does not necessarily have to get the contract. Being the lowest bidder is not enough to secure that contract, folks. It's just not enough. A vendor with a history of lawsuits can be legitimately rejected from that contract. Also, I heard at that same meeting that the reason you have to do it, well, number one, they said this is law. Well, you need to go back and review that law, because that's not what it says. And I also heard your legal counsel say something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, that the reason they did that, because you have to have prior relationship with that vendor. Guess what, folks? It doesn't say that at all. What it says, if there's lawsuits, legally you can reject them. It also says, if you don't have prior relationships with that vendor, it is not a prerequisite. So I would ask this council to rescind that contract, to review it, rescind it, and do a do-over. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't, there may be consequences. Thank you.
Councilor Birmingham?
Just so, and I know that some of this might be semantics, but I remember the manager saying a qualified bidder, and I think by definition that would make it a responsible bidder. And again, I may be mishearing, but I did have, because of this concern, I did look up these lawsuits. And there were 13, and we can discuss if this is what we were seeing, but there were 13, and then when you search for civil cases against this company, 13, and 2 of them were duplicate. There were 11, so there were 11 unique cases. In 5 of them, the company was the plaintiff suing for payment. In 2 of them, the employees had been in traffic accidents, and so somebody was suing, which happens. In 1 of them, it appears that there was an employee, and this is dating back over 10 years, so there were 11 over 10 years. And then in the remaining, I guess that makes 3, it was, they were one of several defendants named in contracts gone wrong. So this is a demolition. So, you know, at the same time, I did also Google this company, and they've been given numerous contracts by other towns. So I'm not sure that lawsuits in itself is a disqualifying or makes a company, not responsible. But I did want to just give you, Mr. Herron, that information that I did look it up because, of course, there was a concern raised. I also did look at we have another contractor that we're looking at today, and there also are lawsuits there, which I would expect anyone in business for any amount of time that there might be some lawsuits. So I just wanted to give you that information that I did look.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I looked it up too, so.
Yeah. So
My biggest concern is that we get misinformation from people in leadership in the town, and guess what? We're not going to tolerate that.
okay, thank you.
Mayor, may I? I also
Thank you.
looked at the
Thank you very
videotape.
much, Councilor Birmingham. And I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Is it, well, I mean, go ahead, Councilor.
Look, I don't like to have a dialogue, but.
No, I know.
But if we're going to do that, I looked at the videotape afterwards, and what you said is just not true. So the manager said the lowest qualified bidder. So we have laws that says you have to take the low bid in general. That is a principle that you are supposed to take the lowest bidder who's responsible. And the verbatim word he said was responsible bidder. So the idea that he didn't say it, well, you can watch it again. We could have a watch party. But I mean, to just don't.
Okay,
Stuff like this.
Councilor D'Amato, thank you. Unless somebody else has something new and enlightening that they must add at this moment, my preference, please, would be to move forward. I do appreciate you for sharing the information, Councilor Birmingham. Next guest, please. And as a rule, we try not to, have dialogue back and forth, but sometimes it's necessary. And I thank people that bring information this way, and I thank the counselor when they go and offer information. That's very helpful. Next guest, please.
All right, great. Good afternoon to all of you. I'm Kalen Kinsella. I live in the 4th Ward. So I'll be frank. So let's say I plant a tree in front of your sidewalk. We let it grow into a gorgeous red maple tree, right? It's beautiful. And then the roots of said tree begin to uproot your sidewalk, and you, and rightfully so, say to me, hey, remember that tree you planted a while back? It's uprooting my sidewalk, so you think you can repair it? And I say, you mean the tree that I planted? That's your responsibility now. So you pay the repairs. Seems pretty unfair to me. Except this is exactly what happens all the time in Montclair. The town, and they stated on the Montclair Township website, says that most street trees planted between the sidewalk and the curb are township trees. Yet, when those trees uproot our sidewalks and they inevitably fail to meet ADA regulations and fail to meet sidewalk infrastructure safety guidelines, the Township of Montclair expects you to pay for the repairs needed to fix it. And if you don't do so, you get fined. No one wants to get fined. The ordinance that allows this nuisance to occur here, by the way, is 297-12.1 for those who want specifics, and I know there are a few. Now look, I don't expect you to put this at the top of your agenda, and to be frank, I don't believe you will put it on the agenda at all. And I agree that we have bigger fish to fry, but I'm not entering this problem into some competition of which problem is the biggest. I am simply asking you, as the town council and the Montclair public, to recognize this as a problem. And maybe sometime soon you can rewrite the ordinance to avoid this, because homeowners are already facing even higher taxes. They do not need another expense. What they need is a break, and what they deserve is a break. Thank you and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you very much. Next guest, please.
Just for the record, I didn't vote for that sidewalk ordinance, young man, so I was a no for that, so I'm with you.
Well, since we're responding, I'd just like to let you know, we do have a committee that is working on that, and thank you. Many of us agree with you, and we are actively working on that. Thank you. Next guest, please.
Hello, my name is Thea Cook, and I live at 9 Laurel Place in Montclair. I've come here today to speak about an organization I personally am passionate about, Vote 16. As I hope you have heard, the Vote 16 New Jersey has been most successful in its implementation in Newark in recent years, and Montclair has been long scouted as a prospective target. For context of how long, I am currently a 17-year-old senior at Montclair High School, and I've been working on this issue since the middle of my sophomore year. Mayor Baskerville, I know over the years we have spoken about Vote 16's involvement in Montclair, and this past summer we were scheduled to have a meeting that ultimately fell through. I am incredibly understanding of the highly strenuous role you play in our community, and I'm solely inquiring about what next steps I can take in order to further Vote 16's involvement in our town, especially regarding local elections, specifically the Board of Education. Students ages 16 and 17 are being affected by the changes made here and in the school system and deserve a voice in our community. Please let me know what steps I can take to progress this cause that I believe could vastly improve our community.
Okay. Well, I think that a good start for you would be this Thursday at the Councilor.
Here.
Yeah. In this chambers, there's going to be a meeting talking about the importance of voting, and a lot of people probably that you can connect to. The other thing that I could suggest right off the bat is the youth group at the NAACP, the Montclair NAACP youth group might want to work with you for something like that too. But Deputy Mayor and I both still stand with you in wanting to find some time. We just have to get that to happen, and we're moving closer because we're resolving some major issues that were a matter of us being able to do business or not. So thank you for your patience. Come on out Thursday night. What time is it? 6:30?
6 p.m.
6
right here in the
o'clock.
council chambers. We'll have a full town hall youth summit, so I hope to see you there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your work. Next guest, please.
Sarah Avery, Montclair resident. Do you think it demonstrates good judgment to employ someone as CFO who has never held the CFO position, given that the town was sued for corruption by the former CFO? Do you think that Montclair's reputation for fraud and corruption will be burnished by hiring a township attorney who conspired with the township to retaliate against the former CFO, who, despite the toxic work environment she was subjected to, conducted herself with professional ethics and integrity to protect the residents from systemic fraud and corruption? Do you think that the continued use of attorneys, Fregemill and Schwartz, who lied to hide fraud and corruption committed by the leadership of this town, that resulted in an extra $1 million cost to the taxpayers for the Rao case settlement, is in the best interest of the residents? Isn't it true that the revaluation has been ordered because the tax assessor, who works for 4 municipalities, has not performed regular reassessments as is best practice, despite the fact taxpayers pay Hendricks Appraisal Company annually to reassess properties in the township? And isn't it true that annual reassessments keeps values more equitable while reducing legal costs from appeals and is far less expensive than the $2 million Councilor Birmingham wants to spend? In view of the catastrophic, systemic, financial failures of the Montclair Public Schools and Board of Education, do you think that the decisions of the majority of this council have made can protect residents from concurrent catastrophic, systemic, financial collapse of the township? Because that's what we have to look forward to based on the decisions this council is making.
Next guest, please. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Chrissy Thomas. I'm a long-term resident. I grew up here, and I am here to talk about not all of the problems that I see. I wanted to thank you for looking up the lawsuits. It restores my faith a little bit that you did that. It's that decisions that you make are not necessarily a foregone conclusion just because 4 of you voted that way, that you still take the time and you actually listen to what we're saying. It makes us feel as though we're not banging our heads against the wall, and that's a good thing. You guys have a job to get done things in a appropriate manner, and you are. And the word is qualified in the statute, but qualified is encompassing of many things, and lawsuits can be one of them, but looking them up and finding out what they're about is above and beyond, and it's what we expect of people that are up there, and it's really, really refreshing to see that. And I'm grateful that you are that attentive and that you are that kind of group. I'm here actually to talk about something completely different. That is the Mountain Creek ski trip that all of the children are talking about because they could not get on the bus. The bus sold out through the Montclair Parks and Recreation Department in under 2 minutes last year, and this year it was under 8. And I'm on the wait list, and all of my friends are on the wait list, and I'm wondering why we can't have 2 buses. We used to have multiple buses when I was in high school, and it's one of the things that kids really look forward to, and it's a way to earn money, and it doesn't have to be equitable. It isn't equitable, but why we can't run that as a money-making thing through our Parks and Recreation Department is a question that I have for all of you. And I also, am concerned about the school board meeting that's going on concurrently, as are all of you. So with that, I will end. But I'm speaking on behalf of all of the students of Montclair when I ask for another bus.
Thank you very much. Next guest.
Good evening, Council. My name is Lynn Stockhammer. I live in Montclair, New Jersey, on Forest Street. It's really hard to follow the wonderful things that people have said, whether they're good things or criticism. I am also very much in support of the Immigrant Trust Act, particularly watching the chilling scenes throughout our country, throughout our state, ICE out of New Jersey. The Immigrant Trust Act is a very important thing. In terms of local safety, I emailed a number of you quite some time ago. It was over the summer with the traffic situation on Glenridge Avenue and on Forest Street with the parking from the restaurant. I was told, I believe, from you, Mayor Baskerville, that there were committees and that it was being discussed. I don't understand what is being discussed. There is clearly a sign in the street saying no parking here to corner. This evening, there were actually 2 rows of traffic parked from Glenridge Avenue on Forest Street up to the sign that says no parking from here to corner. So now it has become into a 1-lane street. Cars are meanwhile approaching from Glenridge Avenue, which has turned into basically 3 lanes being used because they're parking all the way. Why is this restaurant receiving special treatment to allow cars to be parked on 2 streets which make a perpendicular corner?
Right.
Coming around the corner, there's a stop sign going from Glenridge Avenue to Forest Street. Now people approaching that stop sign are 1 lane out. It really doesn't give them much. And in the meantime, a week ago last Sunday, there was a hazmat situation at Tony's Brook across the street, very close to around that corner. Yeah. And there were 2 fire trucks and 1 hazmat, or perhaps at one point it was 2 and 1. And yet there was no police presence whatsoever blocking off the street from anyone approaching from Glenridge Avenue or from Claremont. So, who was directing traffic? I spoke to my counselor, Susan Shin Anderson. I spoke to one of the fire personnel. It took 30 minutes for somebody to come to block off that street. While there were cars coming in both direction, they were slowing down because there were many flashing lights, but they were coming onto what was one tiny little lane to squeeze by. It should have been closed off. So I just don't understand with our safety rules and having a person in office for safety in a new position. It seems like things have just been getting worse and worse. Councilor Williams, you're my counselor. I'd really like to hear back from you. I sent you an email. You told me a few weeks ago that you had been on vacation when that email came through. I can resend it to you.
When did you sent me an email about what?
About the situation with the restaurant and the parking on Glenridge Avenue and,
The mayor actually is holding a meeting tomorrow about that, and I believe that she answered you saying that she is having a meeting. The mayor is taking that up.
why is there a meeting months after the situation? Why does there need to be a meeting about obeying the traffic rules?
So close to the time that you first sent the email, and I very rapidly responded. We had
And I appreciate that.
We had a meeting, Human Services Committee, and we discussed it. And our police at that time assured me that they are not giving anyone special privileges, and that they are aware that, you know, the parking rules there, and that they even have a car that is there on many evenings to try to assist with that.
But they're parking there. Those are special privileges.
Okay, so I'm just letting you know that it wasn't because of anything that we weren't doing. I respected our police.
I'm not attacking the actions or the inaction. I'm wanting the situation remedied.
Correct,
I'm not,
and I agree
not
with you.
pointing fingers.
I agree with you, and I just also want to let you know that safety is definitely one of the most important things that we try to provide here.
All it would take is a car pulling up to say move.
We are going to have a follow-up on that. And I'm going to find out what happened from the time that we had that first discussion, and I expect that I'm going to get a report, a follow-up, to see that. Now, when you call the police, I don't know what happens when this happens, but I do know that we have done, you know, what we can on this end, and we're going to get a response tomorrow, and hopefully, you know, things will change.
Okay, I just feel that there certainly would be enforcement if I was parking on that street, which would be nice and convenient now for me across the street to park my car. I'm sure I would get a ticket.
Yeah, and we're addressing that. And as far as the special privileges, we're also going to look at things like valet parking and other things. And there's some people that come
right
here.
there.
There's people that come here regularly too. It's not because we're not trying and moving forward. We just unfortunately have not gotten to the place that you would like or that I would like.
It doesn't make sense to me that the police captain is reassuring you that there is no special treatment.
Okay.
Cars simply are not permitted unless you change the sign there to park from, quote, here to corner, or on the yellow sign on Glenridge Avenue. It seems, without me knowing the statutes, it just seems very transparent to me what's going on.
Thank you, Ms. Stockheimer. I agree with you. Next guest, please. Is there another guest who wishes to be heard? Hi.
Hello.
Good evening.
My name is Lonnie Summer Padilla, and I'm a resident of Montclair. First, I would like to express my support of the council adopting a resolution in support of the Immigrant Trust Act that has been introduced to the state legislature. It is a necessary protection and support for New Jerseyans who are vulnerable to the risk of deportation. As a daughter of immigrants and granddaughter of refugees who grew up hearing the stories of being turned away by even this country when there was nowhere else for them to go and have a chance for survival, I cannot stay silent in the face of the injustice being carried out on our streets under the direction of our federal government. Second, I am here to talk about an issue that parents in our town have been losing sleep over, which is the school budget deficit, which I am waiting to speak during public comment on, hence the headphones. To be clear, the school district bears responsibility for this crisis, and it is incumbent upon them to do the analysis to identify inefficiencies and hold those responsible for the gross mismanagement that has plagued our district for the last several years at least. At the same time, we must acknowledge the impact that the outcome for our schools will have on every resident in our town, including but not limited to property values and also the future of our children, who may very well include those whom will be sitting in the chairs you sit in tonight. So I urge you to consider that even if every measure possible is taken by the district to optimize the budget, they may need more funds. And I believe that the township has areas in which you can look to perhaps help the district. I know the superintendent, used the metaphor of, how the township and the district are like a married couple, and I believe that as well. And one of the same issues that the district is facing in terms of health insurance costs, the township is also facing in terms of skyrocketing health insurance costs. And I am very concerned that our township may begin to find itself in the same position as our district, in terms of, it maybe not a deficit that large, but certainly struggling to fund all the things that we fund right now, given the skyrocketing healthcare costs. So I really urge you to pay attention to that, to look at where things might be tightened up a little bit and become a little bit more efficient, because just dealing with what's going on in the schools is bad enough, and I really don't want to see that happen in our township. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next guest, please.
Mayor, there's no more speakers signed up.
Okay. Thank you so much, those of you that came out to speak. If someone is here who did not sign up, who wishes to come down at this point in time, you can do so. If not, we're going to move on. Okay. This is a very, very special time in our meeting right now. We're going to move on, and you don't see it on your agenda, although we did put it in later. At this point in time, we're going to present a proclamation to a pillar in our community. So if there are people who have come this evening, please, who want to stand and celebrate the contributions of Marc Williams to our wonderful township of Montclair, please come down to the podium at this point in time.
I said age before beauty, man. Yeah, Mark. Come on, man. Come on. You. There's. This is oh. Come on in. Yeah. Well, thank.
I have big. You want the big? I have big print.
I won't be long. Somebody's gonna follow me, but
Yes.
I want
Go
to
ahead.
thank you, Mayor, and Councilor Toller for the outreach for this. I can do it without my glasses. I just want to say a couple of things. First, that in the African American community, I'm sure everybody I see up here got a haircut called a Caesar. And my first Caesar was with Mr. Young when I was 5 years old. And about 10 years later, he was cutting my hair when he moved to the South End. And 10 years after that, Mr. Mahir here and Marc were cutting hair at Young's World of Beauty, probably at 16 years old. And so from the time I was 15, Marc and Mahir were my barbers. And there's a special relationship with the shop as well as with the community, and that's the recognition tonight. And to Marc and his wife and his son, this is a very solemn but worthy tribute to a community pillar. And so I will start this off as a Montclair resident and someone who valued the friendship, but also just the incredible closeness of Mr. Young and Marc in terms of the life that they led together, and then as Mr. Young passed, that Marc continued. So I will read this proclamation from the Township honoring Mr. Marc Williams, and then I'm going to pass it on to others to follow per the mayor's instructions. Whereas the Township of Montclair proudly recognizes the outstanding contributions of Montclair native Mr. Marc Williams, owner of Young's World of Beauty Barbershop, located in the historic South End Business District, and
Go ahead, Jack, go ahead.
We also honor the legacy of Mr. Celeste Young, the beloved founder and namesake of the shop, whose mentorship, craftsmanship, and commitment to community uplift left an indelible mark on the generations of Montclair residents. And as a 76-year resident of Montclair, I know South End. I was raised in South End. Mr. Young came to town in South End and changed the community. Young's World of Beauty and the legacy that he left was the village hut, safe place, safety where you could go and rely upon and sit amongst the elders, hear the stories and feel protected. When your children went to school every day, walking past those windows every day, it was a safe place. As Mr. Young continued to serve people in the community, he mentored a young man by the name of Marc Williams, who went on to become a fireman in Montclair. Marc, through Mr. Young's mentorship, became a master barber, but also through the lessons, learned the lessons of leadership, guidance, patience, mentorship that Mr. Young taught him and me as one of the older kids in the community. So very, very important in this time today, because when we look around, we no longer have the mentorship of the community. You know, we talked about one time that it takes a village to raise a child, but we look at it and see the village is killing our children. So when we look at places like Young's World of Beauty, we recognize the safety, the sanctity, and the blessings we had from those two individuals, Mr. Celeste Young and Marc Williams.
Okay. Yeah, Jack went a little off script, so I'll pick up. Whereas to appreciate the significance of Young's World of Beauty, we revisit the origins and journey. Established in 1970 as Brown & Young's Barbershop on the corner of Bloomfield Avenue and North Willow Street, co-owned by Mr. Ed Brown of Montclair and Mr. Celeste Young of Brooklyn, New York. The shop quickly became a pillar of style and community, known for its welcoming spirit, expert barbers, and vibrant atmosphere. The barbershop then relocated in the late 70s to Orange Road in Montclair's South End Business District after Mr. Young's transition to sole ownership. The shop continued to thrive, becoming a trusted space for personal grooming, life guidance, and communal connection. Young's World of Beauty has long served as a meeting ground for neighbors and icons alike, welcoming NBA superstar Patrick Ewing, legendary boxer Muhammad Ali, and local dignitaries, while remaining equally committed to everyday Montclair families.
I'm just going to speak. I'm Dr. Frank Barnes, Jr. I came to Montclair in 1990 and opened my practice in 1991 in the South End on Orange Road in Montclair. And the first experience I had with Montclair was Young World of Beauty with Miss Young, and the person that cut my hair from day one was Marc Williams. And what I got from Young World of Beauty was all the icons, all the people in Montclair, and they welcomed me. And that's why I'm here today, 34 years later. Now, Marc has cut my hair, but I hope you heard he was a firefighter here in Montclair. He was a firefighter in South End also. So when my house was on fire, who was there? Marc. When I was in an auto accident and I was crippled, who cut my hair for free? It was Marc. Who's my patient who has supported my business? It was Marc. Marc Williams has meant so much to me personally and to the community. He's raised, born, everything here in Montclair. Somebody that Montclair should be very proud of. This is the product that we have. So I'm glad that we're taking the moment now. Thanks, Dr. Marc Baskerville, for allowing us to take this moment to say, this is how we honor Montclair, one of our heroes. Thank you.
Okay, so when I say the prayer circles, this is what we have. It's not a reference to somebody's religion. It's not a reference to your race. It's a reference to the village coming together and uplifting someone in their family during for the family, and it's a group of people that are coming together to put positive energy into the universe and to come together and to say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I've known Mr. Williams forever. I raised my son, who is 39 years old, as a single mom from the time he came into the world. And I was in South End, and I was blessed to have many father figures in our village. And Marc Williams was one of the father figures in my son's life. And he was always there for him, and somebody that I was very proud to allow to mentor to my son. Because, you know, we don't let our children just go let anybody mentor to them. It was really important to me. And while he didn't get his hair cut there all the time, because he was over there with Brother Mahir. Come on over here close to me. Brother Mahir became his ongoing mentor and somebody that kept his eyes out for him all the time and educated him about things that I, as a mother, just couldn't do, because I am not a man. And I was always so grateful for Marc Williams, and I was grateful for Brother Mahir. Thank you. So today we're honoring Marc Williams for over 45 years of being a barber in our wonderful community in the South End of Montclair. Marc Williams has served the community faithfully through his work at Young's World of Beauty, and becoming not only a skilled professional, but also a pillar of strength, a pillar of wisdom and inspiration. And whereas through his dedication and presence, Marc has mentored countless young men, offering guidance, support, and positive direction, often serving as a surrogate father to many. And whereas his unwavering commitment to uplifting the community has fostered pride, encouragement, and unity among generations of people, creating a lasting legacy of empowerment and hope. Something that we're all putting in the universe tonight, hope. And whereas Marc's work transcended the barber's chair, touching hearts, changing lives, and reminding us all of the power of consistency, compassion, and community service. And whereas Marc Young will officially retire on October 15th, 2025, after more than 3 decades of transformative service. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Renee Baskerville, Councilor Amina Toller, and the entire council of the Montclair Township do here stand and celebrate Marc Williams, and we are grateful, not only council, but a grateful community of individuals for the service that Marc has provided for our amazing Montclair. Thank you so much, Marc, and God bless you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate y'all.
Did you get it?
Yeah. And we got it on TV, so he can watch it. Huh? Oh, no. I left a message with the person that you said. Thanks. All right, everybody, get back to your seat. Hey, Dad. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to go to new business ordinances. And would you like to start from that end, since we start, yeah. Well, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, new business ordinance, amending chapter 32191, vehicle and traffic, multiway stop intersections, and I so move.
Second.
Yes, Councilor Williams?
So I don't know if anybody noticed, this is a stop sign that's going to go up on South Mountain and Gates Avenue.
Yes.
And I think after this stop sign goes into place, it will go all the way from the beginning of Gates, well, almost the beginning of Gates because that's a traffic light, all the way to the end, with the exception of Undercliff and Gates. So just over a short period of time, all these stop signs have been put in place. So just it's a good thing, traffic safety. So
Very good thing.
all Third Ward, by the way.
All right, okay, so we're moving in a very positive direction. Madam Clerk?
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Councilor Birmingham?
Yes.
Councilor D'Amato?
Yes.
Councilor Toller?
Councilor Toller? Thank you.
Councilor Williams?
She left during the Third Ward. Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes, thank you. Now we're going to move on to new business ordinance B, please. Councilor Birmingham, please.
Yes, this is ordinance, new business ordinance to amend Chapter 341-9, Section A of the water rates. And I so move.
Second. Discussion? Yes.
Yeah, I will just say, so the water rates have not been raised since 2017. We have added, there was an infrastructure charge added standardly to all the bills, but the rates for water have not been raised. So our approach here is we are looking to annually raise the rates modestly, so about a 3% increase annually over going into 2035. And the hope is that this will prevent a large increase, which some towns are experiencing. I know Livingston just had a 30% increase, Verona has had one. So the rates, with these rates, we will still be sort of in the low middle compared to other towns if we're benchmarking. So that is the ordinance being introduced tonight. And just with that, I want to just give a shout out to our water utility and Mr. Mike Primavera, who helped us with this. I don't know if you want to say anything. I just want to, because, you know, water is something we take for granted, but just people in the background really working so hard to make sure we have clean water every single day. So, Mr. Primavera, I don't know if you want to add anything to what we just said.
Thank you.
If you weren't going to, now you have to. That's what I'm here for.
Yes, we're looking to do a annually 3% increase. As my memo states, we're seeing a large number of increases in our costs. Carbon, when we were purchasing it, I believe it was 2020, was around $38,000. It's now costing us $63,000. And not only that, but we will be coming before you with Glenfield Well doing exchange this year too. So that's looking at $126,000 just in carbon out of our operating budget. So in order for us to continue to keep the water system in compliance, keep upgrading the water system to have less impacts on the public, we need to slowly increase the rates to do these things.
Good. Yes, Deputy Mayor?
Oh, while you're here, Mr. Primavera, and I commend you. I mean, I think the whole department is doing a fantastic job. And I know that some of this might be related to increases in electricity, things like that. One thing that popped out at me in this ordinance, and this is not anything that was changed, I believe, but there is a section that says senior citizens who qualify for a tax exemption pursuant to New Jersey state statute, and seniors who are not property owners but whose water consumption is separately metered to their living unit will be entitled to senior citizen rates, which in effect is a discount of 25% from the rates that are set forth in this ordinance. So can you maybe share how a senior who would be interested in
If that is something they're interested in, they would reach out to the tax water and sewer office to discuss that with them. They handle all the billing in town. They would be able to set up that rate discount for them.
Thank you.
And that is staying the same. That is not being changed. The only thing being changed in the ordinance itself is the rates. The rest of the ordinance will read exactly the same.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Any further discussion? Madam Clerk?
I just have
Oh, I'm
one,
sorry.
I have one question, because I'm just noticing in the prior ordinance, there's a line that says any water purchased or billed on or after January 1st, 2015 shall be at the above rates. And I know we have effective January 1st, but do we need to add that extra line, or I'm just wanting, do you think we're covered, or?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So in the old ordinance, there is it says effective January 1st, 2015, and then at the very last line, it says any water purchased or billed on or after January 1st, 2015 shall be at the above rates. We don't have that similar line in this one. We just have the effective January 1st. Do you think do we need to put that in there?
I think I would defer to legal counsel on that, but I think having the date saying it's effective January 1st would cover us, but that would be more her end of the.
I just noticed that, and I just want to respond.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so if I could just see the language, but I don't believe that it would affect anything if the effective date is not.
Okay. The rates for water purchase. Okay, that seems
Yeah.
fine. All right, thank you.
No
Sorry.
problem.
Michael, one question. A senior in a multiple dwelling that has sub-meters, who would they notify?
So this is a whole nother animal with these
Sorry, I brought
sub-meters.
it up.
We've been going back and forth, as some of you are well aware. Unfortunately, our hands are kind of tied with this due to other legal matters that are put in place by the state. So that would be something they would have to discuss with their landlord, because if it is, we have one meter for that,
Yeah, one
say that
meter.
dwelling, but then they're sub-metering beyond that,
right.
we have no jurisdiction on how those rates are being set or how that is being done. I can't step in and do anything in that fact.
Understood.
Do you think we should have another conversation with our attorney to see where we are? Because I know that you and the other attorney found some items, and that's when you said, let's put a halt on it, but
Yeah.
should we refresh that conversation
We
again?
can go back to it, but again, with the state statutes in place, I think it'd be difficult for us, but I think to loop her in, see if she has any other perspective
Well,
on it,
even
absolutely.
if we can't get to the answer that we would like to get to
Mhm.
for these tenants or residents, we can at least get a statement together, because we're getting a lot of
Oh,
complaints.
absolutely. Listen, we've been
Okay.
dealing with this for years, and unfortunately, I think this is why we keep coming back to it, is because of the
Right, so
state
we can
laws that are
maybe,
in place.
even if we can't get the answer we would like, we could then create a statement
Yes,
that
correct.
says, this is legally okay for your landlord to do X, Y, and Z. It's-
Correct.
Okay, so maybe we'll get that
Yes.
meeting together. Does that sound good to you, Mr. Scantlebury?
Yes, it does. because it's important that a senior, if they, to take advantage of this, is only charged the water usage from that particular dwelling, and it's not divided up into
Correct,
4
and-
dwellings or whatever. So
Yes.
that's the only way that that's going to happen, so.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor, would you please read the, oh, I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, roll call?
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Birmingham?
Yes.
Counselor D'Amato?
Yes.
Counselor Toller?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes. Now we're going to move on to new business resolutions. Deputy Mayor, please.
Yes, agenda item number 1 is a resolution awarding a fair and open contract to Diamond Construction for construction of an ADA ramp at Cornerstone House, bid 2523. I so move.
Second. Discussion?
So, yes.
Yes.
For the public, this is allocating $50,000 of community development block grant money that was awarded in 2024 to construct a ramp at the rear entrance of Cornerstone House, which is a township-owned shelter. This is, to provide access to the shelter for people with mobility disabilities.
It should be North Fullerton.
It's
and
North
like
Fullerton.
a year ago, we had another resolution that said South Fullerton, so it keeps coming back.
And it's 52,400, just to be exact, Counselor. Yeah, it should say north.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk, please.
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Birmingham?
Yes.
Counselor D'Amato?
Yes.
Counselor Toller?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes. Counselor Williams, please.
Resolution to enter into a contract with Elite Realty Associates LLC to administer the Township Housing Rehabilitation Program. So moved.
Second. Discussion?
I just have a question, really. Ms. Talley still here, or she left?
Yes,
Oh,
she's here.
Thanks. They've started work already, correct? Even though it's Acuity that we're using, right?
No, Acuity is our administrative agent.
Okay.
This is to run the housing rehabilitation program.
Okay.
So they haven't started
They haven't
work.
started any work.
And
Great.
and the recommendation is not to go with Acuity, but to go with Elite, which is a different company.
Okay, and I know in this ADC, we were talking about maybe a new way of rolling this out to ensure the program runs differently than
Yep.
it has in the past. Do you want to share with that now, or you want to maybe talk about it at the next
All I
meeting?
can say is that this is a different, it's a much smaller firm. They're based in Bergen County, doing work in Paramus and Palisades Park. I think I might have mentioned that since we got grant money to hire a housing specialist, one of the duties of the housing specialists that will be staff in my office will be to jumpstart the marketing for this program and concentrating on those areas in the town where we want to focus the initiative.
And we'll do a little more outreach. for the
Exactly.
program.
That's
Right.
that's what one of the roles of this housing specialist will be.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Madam Clerk?
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Birmingham?
Yes.
Counselor D'Amato?
Yes.
Counselor Toller?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes. This is a resolution of the Township of Montclair, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, filling the vacancy of the membership of the governing
Bills list.
body. Right, I know that. I was coming back to that. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out what this is a resolution of the Township of Montclair, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, filling the vacancy in the membership of the governing body, whereas on September 13th, 2025, Councilor-At-Large Carmel filed a written resignation with the township clerk, resigning from her position, which left a vacant seat. I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to go down to whereas the office created by the vacancy may be temporarily filled by appointment of the governing body within 30 days of the filed vacancy for a term ending upon the certification of the election results of the general election scheduled for year 2026 pursuant to NJSA 40A:16-12, semicolon, and whereas the mayor and the township council seek to temporarily fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Carmel Lockman from the position of Councilor-At-Large, and whereas Mr. Bill Harrison meets the statutory requirements for local elective office and is highly qualified candidate capable of meeting the demands of the office, now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the township council of the town of Montclair, Essex County, state of New Jersey, that William Harrison is hereby appointed to the office vacated by Councilor-At-Large Council Lockman and will serve as Councilor-At-Large until the certification of the results of the general election scheduled for year 2026. And be it further resolved, well, there's no salary here, so we'll just finish this at another time. But congratulations, and we look forward to having you join us.
You have to.
Do we have to vote?
Yep.
I'd like to, I'm
Make a
sorry.
motion.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting all of this stuff. I don't know what you all are trying to tell me. I got that, thanks. I'd like to make a motion,
Second.
please, that we vote on this. And you second that?
Yes.
All in favor?
That may be
She's got to do
best.
roll call, Madam Mayor.
Deputy Mayor
It does have to
Anderson?
be a roll call?
Yes, she
Oh.
said it, yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Counselor Birmingham?
Yes.
Counselor D'Amato?
Yes.
Counselor Toller?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes. And I believe that Mr. Harrison needs to be sworn in at some point in time. Do we do that now, or we do that at a later date? Okay,
We can do it now.
okay. You have something that you want to be held, like a Bible or something? Yeah, at the front. No, I have one. Who wants one?
Somebody gonna hold this for you?
The mayor was going
Okay.
I was
No, he
looking-
asked for the Constitution. Mayor,
Oh,
are
the
you gonna hold it for
Constitution
him?
is great.
Would you like to
Yeah,
hold it
sure,
for him?
thank you.
Okay. We know how to do this. Okay. Repeat after me. I
I,
state your name,
William F. Harrison,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform
perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
Councilor-At-Large of the Township of Montclair,
Councilor-At-Large of the Township of Montclair,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Come on, come take your seat.
Thank you all. I appreciate this, and I hope I can beat your expectations.
Yes. Come on up here. Time to go to work.
Come on, take your seat.
They have a couple of committees they want you on. Yes. If any of the deputy mayor would like to say something, if anyone else would like to say something, please feel free also. You want to just go around first? Well, she asked first, then I'll come to you. Yes, deputy mayor.
So, congratulations, Mr. Harrison.
Thank you.
I want to welcome you, and, as I had hoped, this was a very thought-out decision, and I'm looking forward to working with you, and I think you'll be a really great addition to this team. I also want to just take the time to thank the people who stepped up and expressed interest and reached out to us. I think, for me, this was a really good sign, hearing from all kinds of folks that, what I had hoped for is that we do have, really great, outstanding, concerned citizens who want to be more engaged in this township and learn about our government. And so I think that's a really hopeful thing to walk away from. So thank you.
Councilor Toller, please.
Sure, thank you. Well, congratulations and welcome aboard. Thank you for the conversation on the phone the other day. I'm very excited to have you as part of this governing body. I believe that with your experience, your institutional knowledge, your professional demeanor will be a great help to this council. And I just want to thank Mayor Baskerville for actually recommending you to us. I did not have anyone else come to me. I did submit some additional names, but once I heard yours, I just put the names in my pocket, to be quite honest with you. So I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm happy that this governing body, we were able to come to consensus as one unit and decide and vote that you are the right person for that seat. So welcome, and thank you again.
Councilor Williams?
Bill, do you want me to embarrass you and say a whole bunch of nice stuff about you and,
No,
and all that stuff?
definitely
Just, next time, But no, in all seriousness, before we got on, before I got up here, I remember you invited me to your house and we sat on the porch and at your house and spoke for a long time last year, and I really appreciate that. And even when you came up here with Woodman Field and everything, we didn't necessarily do what you were asking, but I appreciate your approach that, you were advocating for something that you felt passionately about. You did it in a respectful and thoughtful manner, and it resonated with me. I think, we don't always have to agree on things, and it's good when there's diversity of thought. But I think that there's a way to go about expressing your opinion so that it can actually be heard by the person that you're speaking to. And I think that you effectively do that. And you've been a leader in this community for many, many years. And I appreciate having you up here on the dais. You blushing?
He is.
Thanks.
Councilor Birmingham, please.
I will just briefly say I'm looking forward to having you sitting by my side for the time that you're here, and agree with everyone else that you were a clear consensus candidate, and I think really appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to working with you, and really will value all of the experience that you bring. And I do want to also thank everyone else who showed interest, and again, I think that's really important to have engaged citizenry, so I really do appreciate everyone else who expressed interest. Thanks.
Councilor D'Amato?
As people know, that there was a similar vote like this 2 falls ago, and I was here for that in the audience as somebody who spoke, and I watched what I said. And as usual with those things, it's a little cringy because I made a big speech about how people had disappointed me as a citizen by just picking somebody in secret and not doing it, not being more open about it. So I had to reflect on that a little bit. And I will say, I'll just say a few words about the process that I went through just because I did demand it last time of the previous council. So we were wrestling with, these questions of like what kind of, what strengths, what characteristics of the person we would want to have for a year, whether they'd be somebody who might seek reelection or definitely not, and whether that mattered, what their temperament was like. And I think it should be no surprise that we probably all like the idea of somebody who's like who looks like this, who's a substance person who likes to get in the weeds and is not showy. I personally have a very selfish desire in Mr. Harrison's company, which is that I am running this Facilities and Infrastructure Committee, and so somebody who has spent many, many years around buildings and the law of buildings and all of those things, I will be squeezing him tight for advice on that. Finally, Mr. Harrison also has come up to that podium many times and made passionate speeches about institutional integrity, which have been inspiring to me. And I would just turn it around and say that the body that he is leaving after so many years, we should still protect that body and its integrity, and they should not look to us just because one of their members of great distinction has joined us. They are still an independent and now more than ever a body which should make their own decisions without looking to us. And with that, I just want to thank everybody. Chrissy Thomas, who I'm looking at right now, thank you so much for all that you've done and for being one of the people that we could have had. I would also just finally actually say the one sour note on this was that there were some people that I talked to who I thought could be great, who said, you know what, I don't want to do it. And that's a real signal, because when people don't want to step up, they just think it's too much. We have to listen to that and take a lesson from it. But I think we have a great person that I'm looking forward to serving with, and thanks so much for stepping up.
I am extremely excited about this. When we had the charge to think of different people that we could think of who would seamlessly fill this seat, while there were many who I hope will run in November and make an outstanding addition to the council. Moving forward, at this point in time, I was thinking of someone who knows Montclair, knows everything about Montclair, knows all of the laws of the township, knows all of the planning laws of the township, knows all of the zoning laws of the township, knows the people of the township, all of the people in all of the different wards from Ward 1 to Ward 4, and respects them equally. And I have watched him over the years. In fact, my dad, who has been passed for about 30-some years, served with him years ago. He's been 41 years on the zoning board. So I've watched him over the years, and he is brilliant. He is a man of integrity. He's kind, and he listens, and I think he will be an amazing addition to the already wonderful council. So thank you for accepting that. And yeah, there were quite a few of you who I'm looking forward to even assist if you want to run it another time. It's not a vote against someone else. It's just a vote for someone. And the thing that stood out in my mind was that as we had different questions before this position came out, I started remembering who people went to, and quite a few people sitting up here had already used him as like a sounding board for things. So yeah, I'm so happy that you're here.
I want to thank my fellow council members for all the nice and semi-true things you said about me. I hope I can fulfill your expectations and serve here. I have done various things in the town for a very long time now, and I hope I can continue to serve in this position. I do want to say that, I think the town owes Carmel a debt of gratitude for many years of service on the planning board and her year's service on the governing body. I think she made a vast positive contribution to the town. It's unfortunate that she felt she needed to resign. I hope I can fill her shoes at least semi-ably. I don't want to make this long. These this will be a short meeting, but I don't want to make it longer. I'm not big on giving long speeches, so I hope I can serve well and meet your expectations. And Christie, please feel free to tell me anything I'm doing wrong. And, you know, give your thoughts on the town. You've been a valuable contributor to the town, and I hope you'll continue to do that, and always feel free to reach out.
Good. Okay, thank you. So the final thing that we have to do, we can do the bill list and then we could do committees. Okay, so Councilor Toller, bill list, please.
Sure. Agenda item number 3, bill list. Whereas invoices against the Township of Montclair in favor of the following persons for the amount set opposite their respective names have been received, duly audited, and found correct. Now therefore it be resolved by the Council of the Township of Montclair in the County of Essex that said invoices be and they are hereby ordered paid, and that checks be drawn by the Finance Department to the order of such persons for the amount respectively and herein stated on the computer printout attached hereto and made a part thereof. And the total amount is $399,801.18. I so move.
Second. Discussion? Councilor Toller? I don't even have to look over there this time.
I just have some questions. I see that we have a payment on page 2, and it's vendor number 101217, Morristown Lumber and Supply. It says it's for lumber for Morris County burn. Do we know what that is, or is that a typo? 'Cause we're in Essex County.
Can you please repeat that, please? I'm sorry.
Page 2, Morristown Lumber and Supply Company, LLC. It's a purchase order for $2,035.96, but it says for lumber for Morris County burn.
I suspect, so the preface is FD, which is, I assume, is fire department. It may, we send our fire candidates to Morris County Fire Academy. I don't know if anybody is here from the fire department. I'm only speculating right now. I could look into this and report back to you.
Okay. And then there's one other on page 3, and this is just a question. There's a drone battery. Who has a drone? It's vendor at the top of
the police department.
Okay. Oh, we have 2 drones. Well, look at that. Okay, that's all I have.
Anyone else on the bills list? Okay, Madam Clerk?
Deputy Mayor Anderson?
Yes.
Councilor Birmingham?
Yes.
Councilor D'Amato?
Yes.
Councilor Toller?
Yes.
Councilor Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Baskerville?
Yes. So then I'm going to.
You forgot our new at-large.
But I was going to abstain because I just, rather than asking 300 questions about something, I just
So
saw.
this is the question. I know a lot of us want to go and listen to the Board of Ed and see how they're doing. So that's a choice. The other choice is we can sit here and give everyone 2 minutes if you want to do discussion on a committee, or we can just make a motion to leave. Yes?
Why do I only get 2 minutes? Everybody else gets 3 minutes. No, I'm just playing.
I'm still trying to make it to the Board of Ed meeting. No. So anyone want to do a committee report? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain. Okay, why don't we plan, though, for next week, so we'll have that on the agenda to do, the next meeting, I'm sorry, the 22nd? Okay. Good. Yes, we made a motion to adjourn. Thank you all for joining us this evening.